The time is 6:30 p.m. We will call the regular city council meeting for the city of Motley to order Monday, September 11th. Would you all please rise for the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All council are present in addition to department heads with the exception of the fire department. Their report is submitted. Consideration of the agenda. One correction is the next regular work session and meeting is Monday, October 9th, not the 8th.
Unless everyone wants to come here on a Sunday.
Any other additions or deletions to the agenda at this time? Hearing none. Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Brenda, second.
I'll second that.
Second by Steve. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Same sign. Hearing none. Agenda carries. Consent agenda, items A through K. Specific to this of interest is we've had a lot of independent meetings last couple of months. Thank you to, in the last month, thank you to Darcy for her work in getting all those in writing and in print for the benefit of the council and the city. Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Motion by Pat, a second.
I'll second.
Second by Brenda. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Same sign. Hearing none, consent agenda approved. Summary of the August 14th closed meeting. The closed meeting at that time was in regards to the performance evaluation. In regards to the Chief of Police, Jason Borash, he scored a total of 46.25 out of 56 points, average score of 3.3 out of 4. Summary of the closed meeting held on August 14th. The closed session was an annual performance evaluation for Police Chief Jason Borash. Performance was determined to be highly satisfactory, receiving 46.25 out of 56 points. Thank you, Chief, once again for your service to the city. Appreciate it. Agenda requests and presentations. Motley Community Events Organization. Amy Berkachik.
I'm here.
Okay.
So can I sit?
Yeah, absolutely. You're good.
So I'm here on behalf of Motley Community Events Organization. As you guys may or may not know, we are planning for Fall Fest on October 14th. So here for the special events permit, and then as it's listed, the temporary license application. See if we can get that all approved. If there's an opportunity to waive some of the fees, this will be the first two, I guess I would like to request.
What is the fee for that?
The liquor license is, the temporary liquor license is $10.
Okay.
Is that the only fee involved?
Remember off.
There's a $25
Yeah.
special event fee.
$35 would be legal.
I will make a motion that we waive those 2 fees for Fall Fest. Very good.
You want to bundle that with approving the application as well?
That, yes, okay. That is, my motion is to waive those 2 fees upon approval of the application.
All right. Do we have a second? Second by Pat. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Permits approved, fees waived. Fall Fest, carry on. Thank you.
Appreciate it, thank you
bet.
very much. The third item on the agenda here is today, Motley Community Events Organization has a spot in the storage room where we're able to keep all of the posters, anything left over from the previous event. Wondering, right now, I believe Jason's the only one with access to it, so anytime we need to get in there, we have to go and reach out to him. Just wondering if there's a way that someone in addition to him or in place of him as he departs can get access.
Darcy, thoughts on just having that run through the front office?
Well, it's their,
I suppose it'd be after hours too.
yeah, if they
Yeah.
needed it after hours or on weekend.
Can any of us help them with that? Or if, you know, Brenda's nearby or I'm nearby, can we unlock it?
It's up to you guys to decide.
Mhm.
Well, I'm happy to help with it if I'm.
Yeah, I can certainly let them in too. You guys have the key to the closet, correct?
Nope, I do
Nope.
not. Nope.
Yeah, I can
Only
get keys to
Jason
the
does.
closet. Otherwise, if the city council grants them permission to have a key to the doors so they can gain access to city hall to get to the closet, just like the card players and a lot of other groups have a key.
Is that what we did for,
That is
Historical
yes,
Society.
thank you.
Mhm.
Yes, but they have not gotten a key yet. Yeah, there's a key that opens just the front door and then the fire hall door, and then there's a key that opens into here too. So most of the organizations have just the 2-door key, but yeah, the Historical Society will get the 3-door key.
Would you need the 3-door key or the 1-door key?
She would need the 3,
The
because
3-door key.
storage rooms in the
Conveniently
fire
located.
garage.
Through all of it, yes. You're-
No, I think if the Historical Society and card players have a key, I don't see why they don't, just in case if we're not available.
Agreed. I'll make a motion to provide Fall Fest with the key access needed to obtain their items out of storage.
I'll second that.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. You'll be able to get in and get your stuff.
Perfect, and just one clarification, it's Motley Community Events Organization, not Fall Fest.
Got it.
Just to clarify.
Motley Community, sorry, thank you for
No,
that.
no. And then the last item that I have, during Fall Fest, our Fall Fest activity runs from 2 PM to 10 PM. 2 to 6 PM are primarily kid events. DJ will have some cornhole tournaments and things going on. From 4 to 6, we have beer, wine, distillery tasting. We bring in vendors to come in and we do tasting. And then from 7 to 10, we have a band. So really looking for your guys' input in terms of security. In the past, we've been able to utilize the Motley PD, and just based off the timing, and from what I'm aware, maybe you guys know something more, just looking for your guys' recommendation in terms of requirements and what we should do for security during that time frame.
Have you guys looked into hiring an outside agency at all, or discussed that within the event?
We haven't, I mean, we absolutely could. If we have to hire an outside agency, that's an added expense that we haven't had to pay before. Is that something that the city council would be willing to help pay? Do we have to have an outside agency? Is there other options?
Chief, I know Morrison County's already expressed that they're not close, but they'll get here if they can. Is that what you see as the best first option?
Can certainly try to call the sheriff and see with him if they would be able to schedule an extra guy or two that night to have them in the area. But I know in the past, they as well charge for that kind of a thing for other city festivals or events.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you know approximately what they charge, Jason?
I don't. I know they just raised their rates, and off the top of my head, I thought it was about $85 an hour per officer plus the fee for the squads. So you're probably looking at somewhere as close to 150 or a little less, I would think,
Per hour or
per hour.
I would agree with that math from other ventures that I'm familiar with. Well, I don't proclaim to have the answer, but I'm allowed to be a part of a solution.
And I'm open to what you guys may have in store. I don't know, does it have to be like a police officer? Could we potentially see if maybe some individuals from the fire department would do security, or other individuals would do security, and then maybe have a balance or a mix? I don't know, I guess I would.
Yeah, I
you know,
think the safety of people is important, and especially when they're having fun and maybe not making, they need assistance in making better decisions at times. I mean, I think it's just about, it is what it is. It's the kind of event that it is, and people are going to have fun. Any other suggestions from the council? Or how we'd like to handle this, monetarily or in support of the event? Chief, can we request of you that while you're still on duty and with us, that you reach out to the neighboring counties and see what kind of options they could provide? Or in that regard?
Sure, I can do
Okay,
that.
all right. And then do you want to get back to myself and the committee involved with that answer so they can know, we can know where to go from there?
Okay.
Thank you. Is that a start?
That's a start.
Okay.
So, as Amy had asked, would it be okay to just have some people from the fire department?
I think we should discuss that with them, see if it's.
Right,
if any of
obviously.
them would-
Mm-hmm.
What comes to mind first when I talk safety of people, there's always somebody that trips and falls and gets an owie. It's not always the bad stuff. It's people that just, oops, where do we go from here? So that's, the fire department would be a great start when we talk safety of people, first aid, first responders, just to make sure people are okay if they need some care that way. So the fire department would be good to ask departmentally. They're absent tonight, but we can communicate with them the request.
So is that
I'm the
something?
liaison, I will talk
thank
to
you.
Okay,
them
all right,
right away.
good. Steve's the liaison, so he'll reach out and make that happen.
Thank you.
The other option is there are outside security organizations that you can hire. That obviously comes at a cost. And I don't think, me speaking, I don't think that cost is fair to the timing of the event, that the event incurs that cost. That's just me. So I'd like to get the answers if we could, and the council support it appropriately as best as possible, if there's other costs involved. Because I think that's fair for a Saturday night in our town. Even if those costs are an additional officer that we have to compensate. If that's what that means, then that's what that means. Anything else from the Motley community events?
How do you want me to follow up with you guys on this? Should I start looking at other options outside of local police helping? So, security places, do I start presenting you guys, or how do I communicate with you guys in terms of fees, or what are your thoughts?
I have a few contacts with that I
Okay.
could probably make life easier for you. We
Okay.
connect after the meeting.
Okay.
Chief will cover the law enforcement side, Steve will cover the fire department side.
Appreciate it.
You
Thank
bet. Yep. Anything else?
Do you want this on like the next agenda to approve then, or?
Yep.
I don't know if that's cutting it too close, it's only the Monday before Fall Fest,
I
but.
think that's the reality of it, and I think that it should be the approval of the financial support of the safety and security of the event. So there's no surprises when we get to that meeting and we know what we're talking about. Does that work? Good. All right, department reports, planning and zoning.
We have a lot split request in the industrial park. But it's two pieces that are pretty much square, both of them. One's much larger than the other. And the recommendation is to have them separated into two separate parcels.
Okay. I think that's on page 29 of your packets. If you want to get into the specifics.
I believe that Sourcewell has a grant for half of this, correct?
Right. For half of the cost of the survey.
Right.
That's what I understand as well.
And Darcy, just for clarification, I am abstaining from discussion and voting on the subject.
I'll make a motion to approve the lot split as presented by planning and zoning.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Hearing none, lot split carries.
Thank you.
Anything else from planning and zoning?
I have nothing else at this time.
Okay. Fire department presented their written report. We were aware of their absence, and basically the report was presented as accordingly. They had 6 medicals, 1 fire, with a total of 7 on the month. Police department.
My report is on pages 31 and 32. 38 calls for the month, bringing us up to 524. And you can see the breakdown there on the left-hand side. Second item on there was transfer of some mobile and portable radios to the fire department. A couple of years ago, I upgraded our portable radios to the newer models so that they are capable of handling the encryption as required by the FBI. And we just recently got our new ones put into the squad in the office that are also updated for the encryption. So the old ones are no longer really any use to us, whereas the fire department could use those. So I talked to Brad, he was willing to accept them if you guys are all right with me transferring them over to the fire department for use. They just have to do reprogramming on them.
It's good to share. And if they can use them, why not? We need to make a formal motion on that? Okay.
I'll make the motion to transfer them.
We have a second.
Second.
Second by Pat. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Thank you. Anything
That's all
else?
I've got.
That's all I got? Okay. Public Works, Bruce.
Page 33 is report. You'll notice that meter reader's been down, so my bills are estimated this month, some updates. Planting some trees in the park, and the slow charger is still going, the fast charger is still out of commission, so. Any questions on that?
No. Just needs a new name instead of fast charger.
Yeah, no charge.
No charge.
Well, they've been reaching out. I tried reaching out to the service guy who was here last time, and he said he cannot come until he gets sent by the company, so. Until we hear from them, we can't do anything on it, apparently,
Okay.
so. From the manufacturer, I guess. Next thing is laptops. With our new meter reading system we're in the process of, and this has been out, and I think we need to step up the purchase of a laptop so we can get working on this. Got the first bid is from through the state bid, and that's for a tough book type of Dell, and that's $1,804 looks like. And the other one is Sourcewell bid, which I think the specs are the same, but it's not a tough book, right? Ours?
I think so, yeah.
Just a standard laptop. I guess I'm proposing again, it's gonna be in the truck and riding around reading, but maybe we go with the tough book for the 1804. So that's the only two prices I got. Well, from the deals. There is a laptop option on there, or a tablet type option too, but talking to them guys, I wasn't sure that was gonna be kind of what we needed to sit in the truck decently and
Yeah.
not bounce around or whatever, so.
So just to clarify, Bruce, so this laptop is for the new meter reader
Yes.
or the one that's down?
No, it'll be for the new system, and that's something, all the new meters aren't here yet. Now, I just got a call today that they're looking at postponing them until next year almost, unless we want to switch to a different model that doesn't have pressure and capabilities. I don't know how important that is, but I told him to check on the pricing, because he wanted to, the last time that we did the quotes, it was $40 less for them meters up a piece, and now he's, well, for the same price, I'll get you that. It seems like it should be a little lower if we're.
So this
So
meter reader
it still
and,
won't help with this, but we will need this, and we do have a few meters in stock now. The radio's all just showing up today, so we can start installing a few of them, but until then,
so this'll get working before we need this?
yes. But along with that mapping system and the new locator, we can start using some of this stuff in the truck too. So it will be a nice addition. I mean, eventually we'll need it, but I'm just thinking that we better get it up, get the software on it, and get it ready to go. So when we do get the software ready to fly with it, so that we don't have the luxury of transition slowly anymore down the line. So.
Makes sense. I'll make the motion to approve the Dell Latitude 5430 Rugged at the price of $1,804.81.
Second.
Motion made, seconded by Pat. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Pond bug proposal.
Yes. Page 36. On May 4th, they had company come out and we measured the sludge in the ponds. Just take pond 2, for example, it had 70 inches of sludge in there. It's 7.2 feet deep, so it's faster than math on it, crunch. But I had, and last week and a half ago, we had a different company back out and we checked again. Now it's dropped down to basically 4 feet, but we need to get some capacity back in that pond. I looked at some dredging options and stuff, and we're looking at $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 per pond to get that stuff out of there. The first one that came in May was looking at a biological option that he would only charge us based on removal, but clearly in the last few months, the sludge levels went down, so we're getting some natural activity, just not enough to keep caught up on it. So I'm not so sure we would have got charged for that level over that time. But anyways, long story short, this last guy, Team Labs, we've been feeding their bugs at 6 pounds a week for a few years now. Not sure that we have any quantitative measurement of what's coming out of there, or if it's helping or not. But we're looking at maybe going to let's go for broke and see if try a high dosage like they're proposing for a year, and then remeasure next fall around the same time and see did it make a difference or not. If it does, great. We've gained a lot on some of these other high costs. If not, then we know we quit wasting money on them altogether. So instead of trickling along like we have been. So.
And I would imagine you want to deal with sludge before it freezes.
Well, the colder it gets, the bug activity slows down, we start gaining again on it, and it reduces their capacity, and just kind of a snowball effect. So I think the sooner we can get on it, get started on it, and see if we can get knocked down somewhat before it gets too cold.
So specifically in regards to what you presented us, what's your request?
Team Labs for $33,900 a year, $67,900 or $67,900 for a 12-month period, and to give her a whirl and see what happens. I can't guarantee that it'll fix it, but we need to start trying something before we get upside down.
And to review, if that doesn't work, we get back into the higher costs.
Yeah.
I mean, now we are talking dredging, so
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
starting
If this
small with
doesn't
the
work,
idea of
yeah.
avoiding going big.
And if we can remove anything, it's that much less dredging we have to do. I mean, there's less volume to remove at that
Yep.
point. So.
Got it.
So is this something that'll occur every 7 years, 10 years?
I think it's gonna be an ongoing thing if it starts working until we get it down to a level we want, and then we have to figure out what dose will maintain that level.
Right, I guess let me clarify. The amount of sludge that's in here,
It's never been removed since 1988, so.
got it, that's what I wanted to know.
It's getting to the point where we gotta do something.
Got it. I didn't know if it built up and then every 10 years we have to do this major thing or what,
It's-
so.
We've
got it.
gotten by for a long time, now we're running out of time.
So where do these funds come out of, Darcy?
Bruce has actually been setting money aside for the sludge removal, so
Oh, so it's
There's-
got its own fund?
it's in the wastewater replacement fund, I think is
Okay.
where it gets transferred to. But, yeah, he's been saving for this, so we definitely
Saving for
have.
sludge.
Putting pennies
So we have funds to cover what's being requested.
Yeah, no problem. Been putting 15,000 away since 2014, I guess, a year.
So if you approve it, maybe approve taking it out of the wastewater replacement fund, since that's where it's been set aside to.
Make a motion as requested.
We have a motion as requested, and those funds be taken out of the wastewater fund.
Second that.
The second by Brenda, motion made by Pat. Any further discussion needed? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
To clarify, the wastewater replacement fund. The
Wastewater.
wastewater fund's a different fund altogether.
Do we have any titles with less syllables in them?
We can come up with more if you want.
No. All right, very good. Anything else for Bruce? All right, thank you. Administration Department.
Page 37 is the water usage report, although we estimated meters, so it's kind of pointless. But it shows you how much water was pumped and how much water sales we did. On page 38, so we had an outstanding check from 2022, and CTAS doesn't automatically adjust beginning balances, so when you void a check from a previous year, it doesn't take that out of the cash balance. So I just kind of need approval to change the cash balance in the, I think, water fund, yep, by $8,750 so that I can make our account balance.
I will make that motion as presented.
I'll second that.
Well, any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
The next thing I had was attorney correspondence, just kind of looking for direction. If you guys want only the clerk to contact the attorney, if you're okay with any council member contacting the attorney, or what your guys' thoughts are on that.
What have we done in the past?
The past, it goes through me, and the clerk, and then the clerk contacts the attorney.
Mike, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Pat.
I was just going to say, then the clerk would keep a record of the attorney's opinions, the questions asked in the attorney's opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My feelings are that I think the council member should be able to contact the attorney. Because then whatever's bothering that person is related. It would be hard to run it through a different person in my mind and try and accomplish or get the answers that you wanted, or guidance, either way. And as far as cost, I don't think it would mount, as far as numbers, how many times the attorney is contacted to make a drastic amount of money for the city.
In regards to kind of blend the two together, I think it would be nice if the attorney's called with the question and an answer is provided that we're all given that, so we're on the same page and it doesn't stay exclusive to the only one who called. Like, I think that, somebody makes a call about a clarification, we all get that clarification, so it's not a domino effect and we're not all calling.
No, I agree. I think whatever answer that the attorney gives any individual more than likely should be shared with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not asking, what's the best fishing lake or something. It's city business and
Well, the
it's
city,
important to everybody.
the city attorney represents all of us, correct? I mean, as a city as a whole?
It represents the city as a whole, yes.
Okay. I feel like going through you is the right avenue, but I still would like that as a resource. I feel it's necessary to sometimes get our job done, so personally, I'm not in favor of an actual policy. And I spoke to a neighboring community, and at times it is necessary for them to reach out to a city attorney, so
Yeah.
I would still like that option if need be.
Do you have it, oh, sorry Pat, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think sometimes when we think about contacting the city attorney, who does cost us some money, regardless how much it is, those same questions can be answered on occasion by contacting the league, who has attorneys that also will respond to us. And we, as I understand it, we can contact them and not get charged. So, and the clerk actually is in a better position, I think, to determine if that's the avenue to go, and she can make that decision. And if a council person is going to think of contacting the attorney, I think they should go to the league first before going to the attorney, where we have to pay the bill each time we call them or contact them or whatever.
Good advice.
So clerk first if possible, otherwise league is second, attorney is third. And all information shared amongst council. Okay,
Everybody okay with that?
perfect. General fund budget update.
Yeah,
Page
that's on
39.
39 to 40. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Training opportunities are on page 41 if anyone wants to go to either one of those. Just 1 second, I'm making my notes.
Item number 6, to accept the resignation of the administrative accounting assistant.
Just a little update on this. Sarah did say that she's willing to work like 2 days a week-ish until October 5th. If you guys are okay with that.
Yes.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yes. I'm okay with that, for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, do we have a motion to accept the resignation?
With the,
With the amendment of willing to help out 2 days a week till October 5th.
I'd make that motion.
Okay, motion made by Pat. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Brenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, resignation accepted. Sarah, thank you for your time with us and your smile at the front window.
Thank you.
We need to approve the posting of a position. So I will make that motion for the posting.
I'll second that.
Motion made, seconded by Nikki. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, posting approved. Set the hiring committee.
Well, I don't know who you want on it as the liaison since the liaison is leaving.
Well, I'll step out on the limb here, and at some point, we have to do what's common sense in the timeline we're in, and I'm sure somewhere in all these papers says a policy of how we're supposed to do this, but the reality is we have our assistant leaving, and we have our clerk leaving, and they work simultaneously, they are partners in that office. So at some point, we need to have a committee, it needs to be made up of some department heads, some council members, and I don't know due to the fluidity of when and who applies, who is left standing to do those things. So I would suggest the council keep an open mind and be fluid in this, and we not overthink the black and white text where all of a sudden we're in our own way. That's me. I don't want to be loose with it, but I think we have to stay pretty fluid with this and possibly interview as applications come in. So maybe more than one interview, date, time.
Bruce, you're willing to be on that committee? Assistant department head?
Do we necessarily have to have one before the other?
No, you can hire us either way, it doesn't really make a difference. I did put on here too, a little further down, of maybe hiring someone to do the hiring for us since we have 4 open positions. I talked to a couple different companies and there's even more that I could talk to. Obviously there's a cost to it, but that's another option instead of having somebody in the office, whether that's an intern clerk or what we're gonna do, but kind of trying to juggle this all while keeping the city running. One I talked to is David Drunks. I know that they did the clerk treasurer hiring years ago, and they only do clerk treasurer hiring, and their full service search costs $23,000. I talked to another company, Local Government Solutions. They are $85 an hour plus all expenses, and he noted that it takes 8 to 12 weeks to fill a position. So he is willing to help us out. I have a whole list of other people I could contact too, so if that's an avenue we want to go down, we sure could.
I do know that at Sourcewell on Thursday, the League of Minnesota is there. I am not in town, but I will be driving back to town to meet with some people at Sourcewell to let them know the position that we're in.
Yeah, and I've been talking to somebody from the league about it too. She was giving me ideas, so.
What about Elaine? Does she have any interest in helping?
I was gonna touch base with her. I haven't yet, but I was planning on asking her if she wanted to be an interim clerk again.
Okay.
I did talk to Lacey too. She would be willing to do it also, but her fee is $75 an hour plus expenses. But yes, Elaine was another one I was gonna touch base with. So we have a few options. It's just what direction you guys want to go.
I think the hiring committee needs to be made up of department members and several from the council at the least. But I'm just so nervous about getting too concrete with this because we're getting our own way.
And we can only have 2 council members on the committee, correct?
Otherwise, it's an open meeting.
It's an open meeting.
Yeah. So, I mean,
And this-
I'm happy to help wherever I can, whichever committee you want to put me on. I'm happy to do it.
I mean, at this rate, with 4 positions, it's almost easier to just have a hiring committee that if we do a company that works with the company, or, however we want to do it, it's just 4 committees is a lot to juggle.
Mhm.
don't think this it should be on. Is somebody else willing to go on that committee?
Is it for both admin assistant and yours, or do we need, can we,
That's up to you guys.
I mean, we have limited,
That's,
I'm happy to do both if so, I mean,
if you're happy to do both, anybody else,
yeah.
the
it's-
second council person?
I'll be on it. Nobody.
Steve, and then department heads that are available, that can do it.
You're just gonna be left with Bruce and Brad.
Brad, okay. Are we asking a community member as well?
Well, that wasn't a part of the admin or clerk.
Okay.
That was specific to the chief of police.
Okay.
You want that in a formal motion, or you? Okay.
Good.
Nah, you're really good at it tonight. Go ahead.
I would make the motion that from the committee as we just discussed.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Set resignation of the clerk treasurer in regards to Ms. Darcy Odden. She submitted her letter within our packet. Darcy, you have educated me on a lot of things in a fast timeline. I can't thank you enough for your availability, your patience, and your diligence to the job, and eye for detail. It's appreciated. You'll be missed. Thank you. Do we have a motion to accept the resignation of Ms. Darcy Odden, our city clerk treasurer?
We'll make that motion.
I will second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
The last day will be October 5th. Motion to approve the posting of the position.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Nikki, seconded by?
Second.
Can I ask where they're being posted again? I'm sorry.
That's up to everybody.
So,
Yeah.
Past practice has been League of Minnesota website in addition to our city website.
And yeah, if you guys wanna post in the paper,